He opens the small black notebook. The cover is cracked. The corners are soft with years. Inside there is a list. The numbers run from 1 to 41. The words are simple. The tone is calm. But there is a line at the top in red ink. Use these when it matters. He thinks it is nothing. Just tips. Then the lights in his apartment flick once. Then again. The city hum drops low like a breath held. He looks down. Trick number 1 stares back at him. He follows it. His phone buzzes. Stranger knocks on his door and whispers his name. He turns off the lamp. He breathes. He feels the notebook grow heavy in his hand. Tonight he will learn. These are not just tricks. These are anchors. And the night is a test. He finds the notebook at a flea market. It is under a pile of old postcards. The leather is cracked. The paper smells like dust and warm paper. He buys it for a few coins. He puts it in his jacket. The sky is gray and the wind is slow. He goes home. His room is small. There is one desk, one chair, one lamp. The city outside is loud. He makes tea. He sits. He opens the notebook. The first page is empty. The second page is also blank, except for a line in red ink. Use these when it matters. He turns the page. Neat list. The numbers go from 1 to 41. The handwriting is careful. The words are simple. He reads the first 6. He takes a pen. He writes his details on a small card. He slides it behind his ID. He feels safer by 1 grain of sand. He tries it. The room feels wider. The lamp glow feels softer. His shoulders drop. He clears a small tray. He sets the items there. The tray looks right. It's like a ritual. He drops a coin behind the desk on purpose. He uses his phone light close to the carpet. The coin shines sharp and easy. Whispers his own name. He imagines a lighthouse shaped like the letter of his name. It sticks. He hears the knock again. Not loud. Soft. Careful. He sets the notebook on the desk. He moves to the door and looks through the peephole. A hallway of dim yellow light. No one is there. He thinks of trick number 2 and breathes slow. He returns to the desk. He turns the page. He opens his phone. He sets for alarms. Monthly. Simple. The tiny icons feel like guards. He tries a jar of sauce. It opens with a soft pop. His smile returns. Small wins count. He writes this on a sticky note for the kitchen, puts it on the fridge door. The note looks like a shield. He changes his lock screen. His number glows over a soft photo of the sea. He looks at the clock. It is late. He lowers the lamp brightness. The room feels kind. He folds a note. He tucks it under the tray. He nods. Hallway lights blink and go out. His door becomes a rectangle of black. The city hum fades like a tide. A window across the street shows a flashlight beam passing slow. He hears someone on the stair. Not fast. Measured steps. He picks up the notebook. The page edges whisper. He goes to the kitchen. He fills a bottle with water. He turns on his phone flashlight. He keeps it low, like the book taught him, and the room becomes a map of clear edges and thin shadows. He looks at the door. He moves a chair under the handle. The wood leg creaks. Returns to the desk. He reads the red line again. Use these when it matters. He does not know if it matters, but the quiet feels heavy. The woman with the red scarf is gone. The street is now a dim ribbon. Siren far away rises, then dies. He turns the page. The paper catches, and then lets go. He feels a new note stuck under the corner. He lifts it. It is a small square. On it is a hand-drawn map of his block, a circle around a streetlight, an X by the side door of his building. Ink is the same. Careful hand, he looks at the door. He hears a step stop outside his apartment. The knob does not turn. The step waits. He places his palm flat on the notebook to steady himself. He breathes for 444. The step moves on. He looks at the map again. What is marked by the side door? And why is that light circled? He tries it. The camera shows a tiny ghost blink. It feels like a secret. He smiles. These are simple. He feels like he is meeting an old friend. He flips back to the red line. Use these when it matters. Lamp flickers. A hum under the city dips and returns. He steps to the window. The street is normal. Headlights pass. A taxi stops. A woman with a red scarf crosses the road and looks up at his building. She holds a phone. The screen glows white. She does not move on. He turns off the lamp. He stands. In the dark, he holds the notebook against his chest. He breathes for 444. He waits. He wonders why the woman is waiting too. He thinks of trick number 1 and how it can save a life. He wonders who wrote these. He wonders why the warning is red. A quiet thought rises in him like a small light. Maybe these are not random. Maybe they are timed. The woman lifts her phone. The screen flashes. He hears a soft knock downstairs. He takes a jacket and the notebook. He slips into the hallway. It smells like dust and old paint. He steps soft. He uses his phone light low. The beam makes the carpet threads look like fields. He passes other doors. No voices, no TV sounds. Just his steps and the small rustle of paper in his pocket. He reaches the stairwell. The map shows an X by the side door. He goes down. The stairwell is colder. The concrete walls are gray and damp. He presses his fingers to the rail. He hears. His breath keeps it steady. He reaches the bottom and opens the side door a crack. The night air moves over his face. It is cool and smells like rain. He steps out. He straightens. He slides a key between his fingers. Feels a little taller. He smiles. He remembers his car windows always fog in the morning. He notes it in his head. He sees a kitchen window across the alley. Pot steams under a lid. He feels the book watching the world, and he thinks of his mess of cords. He pictures them lined like soldiers along. The desk. He nods to himself. He picks up a stray flyer by the door and tosses it in the bin. His pocket feels lighter too. He waits for her to speak. She does not. She wipes the same spot on the counter until it shines. He takes a breath and asks for a small bread roll. She wraps it in brown paper. She sets it down. She slides a napkin with it. The napkin, in small neat letters, are 4 words. Turn to page 11. He looks up. Her eyes are steady. He opens the notebook. He flips to page 11. The handwriting is the same careful line. The top corner of the page is creased, as if folded back many times. He rubs his thumb where an old splinter once sat. He smiles at the thought of a soft fix. He imagines the cool steel, simple comfort. He touches the side of his phone. He thinks of the stairwell. He nods. He checks his pockets. He moves a note. He feels more in control. He thinks of his passport. He thinks of the red line. He makes a plan. Looks at the bakery's back door. A rubber band sits on the knob. He looks at her. She watches him read. He asks, "Did you write these?" She shakes her head. She says, "I carried them." Years. Her voice is low, like she is afraid of waking someone. "They saved me twice, maybe 3 times. She glances at the window. She takes a slow breath. "Do not walk under that light," he says he knows. She tells him there was once a woman with a red scarf who sat at the same table. She says the woman left the notebook behind on purpose. He asks why. She says she never knew, but she remembers one thing the woman said. Sometimes the city cheats. The tricks make it fair. He holds the notebook tighter. He feels like he is holding a small anchor in a strong river. He asks where the woman went. The baker looks at the back door. She says, "She went out. She did not come back." He thinks of the map. He thinks of the X. He decides to look. Thanks the woman. He stands, tucks the notebook inside his jacket. He steps to the door. She unlocks it and lets him out. She presses a warm bread roll into his hand. She says, "Keep the light low." He nods. Outside the street is wet with a light rain. Circled lamp hums and throws its flat white ring on the pavement. He turns away from it. He goes down the block. He finds the side door with the X on his map. It is a metal door with peeling paint. It is half hidden by a trash bin. Keeps his light low near the ground. He sees a thin strand of red thread caught in a crack at the bottom. It looks like a hair, but it is thread. He kneels to look closer. What did the red scarf woman leave here? He looks up. A man in a cap stands under the circled streetlight on the map. The man looks at his phone. He is not moving. The light throws a hard halo on the sidewalk. The man's face is a shadow. The circle makes sense now. The book marked the light where faces vanish. He chooses not to walk that way. He turns, crosses to the other side, and moves toward a small bakery 2 blocks down. The windows are bright. Even in the outage, a little generator hums, and the sign glows soft. He keeps his posture tall, the key in his hand. He passes the next light. He glances back. The man at the circle is not there now. The light holds nothing. He walks faster. He arrives at the bakery door and goes in. The bakery smells like warm sugar and clean floors. Air is golden. A woman behind the counter wipes a tray. She looks up. She smiles with her eyes, tired and kind. He nods. He orders water. He sits at a small table by the window. He sets the notebook down. He does not open it. He watches the glass, watches the street. He sees no cap, sees only a stray dog. That pauses, looks at its reflection, and moves on with a quiet wag. He opens the notebook again. The red line is not on this page. This page is just the list. He runs a finger over trick number 18. He thinks of the circle of light, thinks of the map. He wonders who drew it. He wonders if they sat at the same table one night and wrote in a soft hand with a sugar smell in the air. He sips water. He feels human again. The bakery lights flick once and then steady. The generator coughs and holds. The woman behind the counter glances at the clock and then at him. She moves to lock the door. She turns the sign to closed. She does not ask him to leave. She looks at the notebook. She tilts her head as if she knows it. She says nothing. Why did she look at the notebook like that? He reaches for the red thread. It is gentle and thin. It pulls free with a soft whisper. He holds it to the light. It shines faint in the rain. He looks at the crack at the bottom of the door. Something thin is wedged there. A folded paper. Works it out with the edge of his key. He opens it. Inside is a short note. The same careful hand. If you are reading this, stay calm. Use trick number 25 now. He opens the notebook. He thinks of the rain. Checks his phone is dry. He tucks it under his jacket more. He smiles. He stows a paperclip in his pocket. Pictures his kitchen mug. He remembers a time he struggled to hear a message. He nods. He studies the hand map again. North is marked by a little arrow. 3 landmarks. The bakery, the circled light, the side door. He feels steady. He looks at the paper. It is tied with a tiny torn string. He slides his key through and twists. It opens clean. He unfolds the torn page with careful fingers. The paper is soft at the edges. The ink is steady. The numbers run like beads. He sees his crowded desk and his mind, he smiles. He imagines clean loops and names. He thinks of the red thread. He sees its meaning now. It is a line that tells the truth. He nods. He pictures his door tray. Adds shoes ready to go. He folds the torn page smaller. Imagines copying a checklist tonight. He looks at the tin. It is a mini go bag. He gets it now. He looks at the photo of the woman in the red scarf. He wonders who her one person was. He wonders if the baker was the one. He puts the whistle around his neck. It is cool against his skin. He slips the tiny LED light into his pocket. Looks at the city. The outage is patchy now. Blocks blink back to life like islands. He hears a far shout. He hears a car horn. Hears rain on metal. He hears a foot on the ladder. He moves to the low wall and kneels. He clicks the tiny LED off and on once, then off. He waits. Another footstep. He leans and looks. The man in the cap is 3 rungs from the top. His face is still a blur. The brim is low. He could be nothing. He could be trouble. The whistle is cold on his chest. He breathes slow. He puts the torn page and the photo in the tin and slides the tin under the vent cap again. He stands. He steps into the open. He lifts a hand. He says, "Are you lost?" The man stops. He does not answer. He climbs one more rung. He looks at the notebook in the man's hand again. Says, "That helped me once." His voice is flat, not unkind, just distant. They stand in rain and watch each other. Says, "Do you know her?" He shows the photo. The man does not move. He climbs down one rung, then another, steps off at the bottom and walks away without a word. The roof is a wide silence again. He waits. He counts to 120. He picks up the tin and tucks it into his jacket this time. Climbs down. The ladder is slick. He goes slow. He keeps the whistle in his teeth so it will not clink. Back on the ground. He turns the corner. The bakery is dark now. The sign is off. The woman is gone. Small chalk note on the door reads, "Be kind to the night." He touches the glass. He walks back toward his apartment. The street is brighter here. More windows are on. The city is waking up from its short sleep. He holds the notebook tight. He feels like he is carrying a small lantern that is also a map, that is also a story. He wonders what the last 5 tricks are. He wonders why the woman left the tin. Wonders if the man in the cap is a keeper or a thief or just a shadow that happens to have a shape. What do the last tricks say? He imagines his small kitchen. He smiles at the picture. Warm and simple. He turns the folded note over. On the back is a small drawing. It is the bakery again. There is a star on the roof, maybe a storage room, maybe a memory. He hears a step behind him. He turns. A man in a cap stands at the edge. Of the light, his face is a blur. He is not close. He is just there watching. He steps back into the shadow when he sees the notebook in the man's hand. He puts the paper and the red thread into his jacket. He moves away from the door. He keeps to the edge of the buildings where the rain is less. He uses trick number 18 in his head again. Change sides. Use light. Walk to people. He circles the block once. The cap man does not follow. Or if he does, he is good at it. He returns to the bakery, but he does not go back inside. He looks up at the roof. The star on the drawing sits above the corner. There is an iron ladder. Bolted to the side, wet and dark, he slides the notebook inside his shirt, grips the ladder, and starts to climb, slow and careful. The rain taps his knuckles. His breath is steady. 4-4-4-4. He reaches the top. The roof is flat and slick. He moves on the balls of his feet. He finds the corner with the star. There is an old air vent with a loose cap. He lifts it. Inside is a small tin box. He pulls it out. It is heavy for its size. He sits with his back against a low wall and the city stretching like a sea. He opens the tin. Inside are 4 things: a silver whistle on a thin chain, a tiny LED keychain light, a folded photograph of a woman with a red scarf standing in front of this same bakery, and a page torn from the notebook with numbers 31 to 36. What is on that torn page? He reaches his building. The hall lights buzz back on. The yellow is less sad now. He unlocks his door. He opens it slow, pauses. He places a hair across the top corner. He closes it. The hair is still there. He goes in. He locks the door. He sets the chair back under the handle. He goes to the desk. The lamp glows steady. He sits. He lays out the things: the notebook, the tin, the photo, the red thread. He feels like he is setting the pieces of a small, quiet puzzle. He turns to the last page. The numbers 37 to 41 wait like small doors. He reads it twice, says it out loud. He likes how it feels in his mouth. It feels solid. He looks around. He names 5 things: the lamp, the mug, the window, the chair, the notebook. He feels his jacket, the table edge, cool whistle, the rough paper. He hears the fridge hum. A car outside, a neighbor cough. He smells rain. He smells warm bread. From his pocket, he tastes salt on his lip. He is here. He touches the whistle. He knows now why it matters. He thinks of the man in the cap. He thinks of how he chose to speak soft. He is glad. He turns to the last line. He looks at the blank space below the line. He sits quiet. The city breathes. He thinks of the woman in the red scarf. He thinks of the baker. He thinks of the man in the cap who might have been helped once. He writes in small, steady letters, "Look for helpers. Be a helper." He puts the pen down. He feels the room change shape around that sentence. He opens the tin and takes the photo. On the back, in faint pencil, is a single word. It is a code word. Maybe. It is a name, maybe. Is Starling. He sets the photo down. He opens his phone and types the word in a new contact labeled Baker. He looks at it. He smiles. The code is not for danger now. It is for a connection. He puts the red thread in a small jar. He places the notebook in the tray by the door. With keys and wallet and phone and glasses, he will carry it for a few days. Then he will leave it somewhere safe, somewhere someone will need it. Maybe under a pile of postcards, maybe under a lamp in a quiet corner of a shop, maybe on a window seat where rain writes soft dots on the glass. He stands. He goes to the window. The circled street light is far and small. It is just a ring of light now. Not a trap, not a test. It's just a light. He breathes for 4. He feels good. He feels steady. He thinks of all the small things that make big changes. The tricks are simple. They are tiny. But tiny things are often the strongest wires. They hold the whole bridge. He hears a step in the hall. He watches his door hair through the peephole. Does not move. He smiles. He turns off the lamp. He lets the city light be enough. He whispers into the quiet look. For helpers, be a helper.
Ow.
He hears the words, settle. He feels the day be done. He thinks one more thought. Before sleep, there could be a trick number 0. Maybe it was there before the red line. Or maybe it is the first page, empty, but for the choice to open the book at all. He closes his eyes. He holds that choice like a warm stone. Will he leave the notebook for someone else? And if he does, who will find it next?